Revive FM or its management.
And good afternoon, and welcome to the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. That's quite a nice piece of music, actually, that I sort of interrupted there. I'll have to find out what it is. Anyway, on with the show. And today we have a very distinguished solicitor. It's Mr. Kashif Bajwa. Thank you, Mr. Bajwa, for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to tap your intellectual mind on immigration matters today. Really appreciate your presence. Now, obviously, there's been quite a few incidences of migrant boats capsizing and unfortunately and sadly, children dying, women dying, men dying, in a desperate attempt to come to the UK. Obviously, there are those that may be saying that this is economic migration. Are these people really in such a situation that they're prepared to risk their lives to come here, Mr. Bajwa? What is the normal sort of makeup of a migrant who risks their lives to come to the UK?
Yeah, most of the migrants who are actually taking risk of their lives, and they are moving with their children and their families, they are escaping violence in their own countries, like the recent incidents in Sudan and Somalia. So lots of migrants, which the current wave of those migrants are from Sudan or Somalia, Eritrea. So all these migrants, they are not only the economic migrants.
Right.
They are now the recent incidents in Afghanistan. The thousands and thousands of youngsters, they are escaping their country, they are leaving their country, and now all those the immigrants, the Afghans, they are just avoiding deaths and violence against them. So we can't say that the youngsters who are leaving their country are economic migrants.
Right.
They are actually escaping for their life.
Right. Okay. Well. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's clearly a situation of do or die. If they don't come out, there's a likelihood they might die because the conditions and the situation there is so dire. And you mentioned Afghanistan and certain East African countries. So the East African countries, I would imagine they're the ones that probably go and try and get to North Africa and go via Libya to Italy. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is the most viable route for these guys who are escaping violence from African countries. They use this route, but the migrants from Afghanistan, they take a very long sea route, this land route. But ultimately, their first destination is Italy. They come there, and from there they try to cross, all the sea and then enter into United Kingdom.
Right.
So both whether the migrants are coming from Asia or coming from Africa, they ultimately the first destination there is to reach somehow in Italy or Spain, and from there they can use these small boats and can reach UK.
Sure. I mean, obviously there was widespread publicity about the camps in Calais. I mean, that all seemed to have died out in the end. I mean, what happened to the camps in Calais? I mean, what happened to all those refugees?
Those camps have been melted down. There was the British government was complaining to the French government that they are not doing enough, because in the Calais camp there was thousands and thousands of people who used to come to Calais, and from Calais they crossed the English Channel and entered into UK. So UK was complaining, and they said that this is the responsibility of the French government to melt down all those camps, and those camps were melted down, and now the people, and most of the migrants who was using these galley camps, they used to come to UK via these lorries and other transportation beds. After this dismantling of these camps in Calais, now the people they are using the small boats to cross the channel, which is more riskier than riding a lorry.
Yes, that's right. And but even if they do somehow manage to get across, what are the chances of them actually finding asylum here? I mean, is it all sort of worth nothing, or do they actually, if say they successfully manage to get here? I mean, are all of them given asylum, or are there sort of criteria, or how does it work?
Nowadays, this current government, this conservative government, they have taken a very harsh stance against those migrants who are coming while illegally crossing. They say that this is illegal crossing, so they are illegal immigrants. So they are not treating them as asylum seekers. They treat them as invaders, intruders who are illegally trying to enter in this country, which I think is against the Geneva Conventions. Because whoever has entered into your country and they want to claim asylm, let them claim, let their asylum claim registered and proceed them in accordance with the immigration laws or the provision of the Geneva Convention. But the government say that no, they are giving a blanket, nomenclature to them, that they are illegal intruder, entrants, the human smugglers, they are economic migrants. Instead of unless and until the government register their claim as asylum seeker, have a screening interview, and then decide whether they are economic migrants or whether they are genuine immigrants. But they are not giving them that opportunity, which is the basic and very initial thing, to have the screening interview and assess their matter, at least at a very initial stage.
Yes. That would be the fair and logical way of doing things. But as we all know, the Home Office have their own sort of ideas about how to deal with these things. I mean, and of course, as you mentioned, previously, well, even now probably, many of them try and get in through the lorries. And there was a very tragic case of the, I think there was about 36, I believe.
Chinese.
Chinese, and they unfortunately died in a lorry, in a HGV lorry, and so whether it be boats or whether it be lorries, it seems to be equally as dangerous. To try and get in, by these means.
Sea crossing via small boats is much higher dangerous. In the lorry, the chances of death are maybe like 10% or 20%, but when you're crossing the English Channel, then the 95% chances are that you may die. You may sink. The inflated boats, they are punctured, and they all on board.
But I have noticed that the ones that I have seen, they do seem to wear life jackets. At least they have that much sort of provision that they have life jackets. So yes, even if the boat capsizes, perhaps they still have a chance of survival, because the channel obviously is quite a busy route, and some of them I think do probably get picked up by these smaller boats. They get lucky and they get picked up. But the reason why I think that particular lorry, because I think it was a refrigerated container. And they basically died because it was too cold.
It was too cold, and they were suffocated. So many people in a small cabin, and there was lack of oxygen and freezing.
Yes, so very tragic. I mean, I wonder. I mean, yes, they all were, from the Far East. We can't say for sure whether they were Chinese. I mean, I'm not. Well, perhaps they sort of. I know at the time they said that they may not have been Chinese. Not all of them may have been. Not all of them were Chinese, I believe. Yeah.
Most of them was Far East, features.
Yeah.
So they may be Korean, Thais, Filipinos.
Right. Yes. Okay. So in terms of asylum seekers, then looks like, I mean, it's not like before. I think when the rules perhaps may not have been so strict. Say, I don't know, about 20 years ago, the rules for asylum seekers may not have been as strict as they are now, and perhaps at that time they stood more of a chance of getting the asylum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 years before, even 10 years before there was asylum. There was a fair procedure by the Home Office. They adopted a very fair procedure. They give you the chance of putting their claim forward, and there was screening interview, and after that there was final interview, and they give you a chance to bring your evidence. You can bring the documentary evidence, but now they are not even giving them this little chance of registering their case.
Right. Mm-hmm. Oh, so the actual formality of registering a case, that's been taken or been made more difficult, has it? Or?
That has been very difficult.
Right.
They just state that these are not the genuine asylum seekers; they are the economic migrants.
I see.
So when the government's approach is, the Home Office approach is that all those who are coming into the United Kingdom via illegal means or crossing the channel, they are all economic migrants. Right. So without giving them a chance to put their claim, at least you cannot, say all over the economic migrants.
Yes.
Maybe some of them are the economic migrants, but this can only be assessed when you give them an opportunity to bring their claim.
Yeah. Right.
You have Home Office has a lot of sources to verify their claim. They can their identity checks can be made, can be verified.
Right.
But the basic thing is at least give them a chance to register their claim and put their claim forward to the authorities.
Yeah.
At least some initial assessment should have been done.
Right. So say if an asylum seeker or family, they manage to get to the shores of the UK. I mean, will they be taken to the detention center first? Would they? Or?
Yeah, they are taken to the detention center, but now the government wants them to, as early as possible, they remove them to from where they actually coming from.
Right.
Whether there's Libya or,
I see.
Yeah. So they even don't take them to the detention centers, because if once they are in the detention center, they will be registered as immigrants, and then they will apply to the courts for the immigration bails, and so they don't even let them to have that opportunity.
Oh, I see.
So they're captured while crossing sea. They just pick them up and send them back.
Right. I mean, that sounds extremely harsh and unlawful. I mean, surely. I mean, has anyone not challenged that procedure and said that it's against the Geneva Convention or something? Or has someone not?
Human rights organizations, refugee organizations, and Amnesty International's people, they are raising their voice. They are staging protest against this policy, but so far there is no, to my knowledge, there's no legal challenge.
Really?
Because they unless and until some the immigrants, they're given chance to enter into the legal system.
Yes.
Their claim is registered, and then that can be challenged. But as far as the Home Office was not allowing these immigrants to enter into the legal system, that's why these organizations, they could not have any opportunity to bring their claim for judicial review or anything. So this is the reason, because they are not allowing them to enter into this legal regime where a claim can be challenged or government action can be challenged before the higher courts.
Right. So really, what they've done is what we call muddied the waters.
They have
muddied the waters, and then sort of put the spanner in the works by not allowing them to actually start the procedure itself.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Right. Sorry.
But still, refugee organization and human rights organizations, they are actually raising their voice against this hard procedure. They said that at least give them a minimum level of legal protection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But the government is wise; they don't want to grant them.
I'm astonished to hear this. I mean, obviously, I'm not an immigration lawyer, but I mean, I haven't done immigration myself, but I just happen to recall the old sort of procedures where asylum seekers would come and they'd be properly dealt with, and they
were given housing, they were given medical facilities, they were given the funds to survive, food vouchers, travel tickets, cards.
Right.
So they were treated very well at that time, but not now. Now it's just a dream.
Yes. I mean, how long has this procedure been around for now? This sort of not letting them register. Has it been around?
This is very recent.
Very recent.
Very recent.
I see. Okay. Well, it's all fascinating stuff. We're coming up to our first break, so let's have a break. And Mr. Bajwa, I'm sure you'll stay with us, and we'll carry on after the break.
Yeah. Yes.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 079 44 56 5616. That's 079 44 56 5616.
Turkish Kitchen, the best Turkish food you'll ever taste. We only use the highest quality meat. Along with our mixed grill platters, we serve cold mezes, hot mezes, lahmacun, and a wide selection of fish options. To order for delivery or collection, call us now on 0208 507 8822. That's 0208 507 8822. Or visit us at 41 Ripple Road, Barking, IG11 7NT. We can also take group bookings and take care of all your party needs. The Turkish Kitchen, Barking.
Looking to get your finances in order? MR Accountants has you covered. We provide a full range of accountancy and taxation services, including annual and management accounts, self-assessment tax returns, VAT, bookkeeping, and payroll services. We ensure you're kept up to date with the latest legislation, and our client-focused approach helps us plan your business finances from savings to investments. We are MR Accountants. Visit our website at mraccountants.com or call us on 0203 432 9138.
This is Aisha. Her father died in an accident at a very young age. She lives with her mother and siblings. There are millions like Aisha who do not have access to the very basics of life, resulting in her and many others not being able to attend school. Through Minhaj Welfare Foundation, your charity is dedicated towards supporting the full needs of orphans and needy children around the world. Donate today. Call us now, 0300 30 30 777. Or visit us on minhajwelfare.org.
Assalamu alaikum, listeners. This is your host, Hassan Rouhani Hafiz speaking. I have some information from the government I'd like to share with you regarding children's education and catch-up programs. You may have concerns about your child's education and any mislearning given the challenges they've faced over the pandemic. Whatever your child's needs, there is a huge amount of support available to help them catch up and prepare for the new academic year. There is a website for parents for advice and on catch-up programs, as well as free resources for all children in England. Go to www.educationcatchup.campaign.gov.uk. Some secondary schools will be running summer schools for up to 2 weeks, especially for Year 7 students, providing a mixture of both academic and fun activities. Finally, There is also extra support available. School holidays can be a difficult time due to increased food and childcare costs. The Holiday Activities and Food Programme provides nutritious food and holiday clubs for children and opportunities for them to be active, develop new skills, and have fun. Thanks for listening, everyone. As ever, for further help, speak to your school or the local authority, and remember to visit the website. Once again, it is educationcatchup.campaign.gov.uk. Thanks for listening, and Allah Hafiz.
Coronavirus is spreading in our community and is spreading fast. The best way to protect yourself and your loved ones from this deadly disease is by getting both doses of the COVID vaccine. More than 200,000 people in Newham have had the jab, but more must be done. Newham Council has organised Vaccine Week from 19th to the 25th of July. Anyone over the age of 18 can now walk into any of our many vaccine centres across the borough to get their jab. To get a full list of the vaccine centres, please visit newham.gov.uk/walk-in week. Don't miss this opportunity. Get protected. Get vaccinated. Coronavirus is spreading in our community and is spreading fast. The best way to protect yourself and your loved ones from this deadly disease is by getting both doses of the COVID vaccine. More than 200,000 people in Newham have had the jab, but more must be done. Newham Council has organised Vaccine Week from the 19th to the 25th of July. Anyone over the age of 18 can now walk into any of our many vaccine centres across the borough to get their jab. To get a full list of the vaccine centres, please visit newham.gov.uk/walk-in week. Don't miss this opportunity. Get protected. Get vaccinated.
Revive FM
94.0 on the radio,
on your mobile,
and online.
Welcome back to the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. Tonight we have with us a very experienced immigration practitioner, and it's solicitor Mr. Kashif Bajwa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bajwa. Thank you for giving us an insight into the rather disturbing state of affairs as concerns asylum seekers and their applications for asylum in the UK. We've learned that actually it's not an easy process, and perhaps purposefully made so by policy. And what happens is that unlike before, an asylum seeker would readily be able to register his case.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, now the circumstances are that asylum seekers are not even given the opportunity to actually register their cases. And that's something which is essential if they are to try and seek refuge in this country.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
That's the case. Yeah.
Either if the Home Office they want to take this harsh stance, then they should, sign out of this Geneva Convention. Just finish it.
Right.
Yeah. This is the international convention, and they have signed it, but as they have adopted such a harsh policy, which just doesn't justify their action.
Right. I mean, has coming out of Brexit, has that made it easier for the UK government to carry out a sort of different policy?
No, this asylum is actually under the Geneva Convention
Yeah.
of Human Rights, and it has nothing to do with the European, this treaty.
Right. There's no separate European legislation.
This is a separate Geneva Convention is under the United Nations resolution.
Right.
So this is not like the EEA was a local treaty.
Yes.
So, but because of the Brexit, the Human Rights Acts provision are also in question, whether they are keeping these provision or they are just setting aside all these human rights protection which was available under the European Convention.
Right.
But there are news that they are introducing their own human rights act, but definitely it will be not that wide or comprehensive as the European Convention of Human Rights was.
Right. I understand. Well, does that mean then that if a lot of asylum seekers are going to get rejected, does that mean that people with skills does that mean that they will be allowed in? I mean, how does it work in terms of, or is there a policy that that they've made it more difficult for even people with skills to come? I mean, I know there were certain tiers that perhaps they were suspended for a while, and what's the situation with that? I mean, can a skilled person, or say, let's give by way of example, let's say, if a doctor wanted to come, would you find it relatively easy to come and work here? Or?
Yeah, for the workers, the Home Office policies are very, very friendly now. They have taken a very serious, very strict stance against the illegal, what they said, that the illegal economic migrants.
Right.
So, but at the same time, they've introduced very friendly, provision for the doctors and for the health workers, and also all other, expert areas, engineers, IT experts. They have introduced very, very relaxed rules for those who are the skilled workers, who are experienced work people, and also those professionals who are in shortage in UK. They can come from anywhere from the world. So
right.
Yes, they have introduced a very, very, very relaxed rule for the skilled people to come into UK and contribute towards UK economy.
Right. So that means business must be booming for immigration lawyers. Then is that the case?
Yeah, obviously.
right. So I've seen all these sort of smiling immigration lawyers, walking around these days. Okay, right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
the immigration lawyers are very happy because of these, the new work visa rules.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
has that been has that been the case since Brexit has happened, or is that?
This is the direct result of the Brexit. Before Brexit, there was the most of the skilled workers was coming from the Europe,
right?
Or even if the UK business they want to recruit someone, they have to satisfy the local market test that they should. If the worker is not available in skilled worker, the specific worker the business wants to recruit, if it's not available in the UK, then they have to try to get those workers from the Europe.
Right.
But after the Brexit, so all are equal.
Right.
So if business wants to recruit some experts, IT experts, or agriculturists, or they can recruit from the entire world wherever they want. They get the best skilled person, they can recruit it.
Right. I see.
Bring it back.
Okay, so people with skills. What about general workers? What's the situation with general workers? Are they having a bit of a hard time, or are they also been more favoured more recently? Or
yes, the home office policy regarding these workers is friendly overall.
Right.
Yeah, for the general workers and experts and professionals, they have introduced very good options. They are introducing like after 5 years they can apply for indefinite leave to remain, and then they are eligible to apply for British nationality. They can bring their families from their home countries. And So
previously the indefinite stay, I think they used to did they not increase it to 10 years or something? Was it?
Yeah, they increased it to 10 years, and even after they increased it to 10 years, but still there was rules which were not allowing the international worker to complete their 10 years.
Right.
So highly directors with high pays, they can maximum stay for 9 years.
Right.
And after 9 years they have to leave the country.
Sure.
So for the other professional skilled workers, they after completing their 5 years they have to leave the country, and then they can again come back after 1 year.
Right.
So there's a 1 year's break, and they can never complete 10 years.
I see. Right.
So this was very harsh, and the UK businesses were very protesting against this policy, because the worker they bring from another country, they were not allowed to complete their 5 years, or they were not allowed to apply for indefinite leave.
Right.
Even the very senior directors, they were allowed to stay in this country maximum 9 years, not 5 years. They can 9 years, and after 9 years they have to leave.
I see.
So,
so it's like someone
10 years was not possible.
Right. It's like someone is running in a race, and then that's near the finishing line, and then someone just puts their foot out and trips them up, and and they can't reach the finish line. Yeah. Well, I mean,
actually, they before the finish line, they created a very huge ditch. So,
so they fell in
it. Instead of crossing 10 years.
Oh, I see.
You are in the ditch.
I see. Right. There you go. Well, you see, just goes to show that these things always have reasons behind them. Why they perhaps do things in a certain way. Right. So in terms, what about visitors? I mean, what's the situation with visitors? I mean, is it still a bit difficult for young people to come as visitors from, say, South Asian area or Far East?
Yeah, obviously, it's very difficult for them to come.
Right.
Because the Home Office apply this suitability criteria that there is risk that they will never go back after completing their visits.
Right.
Because the youngsters, they don't have strong ties in their home countries. They want to come here and settle here. So the Home Office understanding is that most of the visitors were the young men or single male or female. They just want to come here and to try to settle. They are not the genuine visitors.
Right.
They will say, no, whatever. Although they are completing all of their criteria, the Home Office requirements, but still the Home Office said, no, you are not the genuine visitor, because there are chances that you will never go back. You don't have strong ties with your home country, and reasons like that.
Right. Okay. Okay. And in terms of if someone gets married and they say gets married in a foreign country and don't to bring the wife over, how's that procedure now? It's not changed. I mean, it hasn't changed for a long time, I think.
Yeah, it has not been changed since long, but if there is a genuine spouse, they can come. There's the Home Office, they are they have very relaxed policy. They don't ask so many things. If the applicant complies with all the immigration rules and they satisfies the immigration rules, they can come.
Right. And I believe they've got to have a basic amount of income before they can bring their spouses over.
Yes, the Home Office rules provides that there should be £18,600 income, but this matter went to the courts and then the upper tribunal, and from this up to the Supreme Court. Now they as a result of the Supreme Court judgment, they are saying that if the spouse is not earning £18,600, but still he can rely or she can rely on the income from friends and family members.
Right.
So the Supreme Court judgment says that private life and family life rights are much stronger, and this requirement of someone is unemployed for a longer period.
Yes.
So that doesn't mean that they are not eligible to bring their family in United Kingdom.
Right.
So the Supreme Court says the judgment, and the Home Office has also changed their rules after the Supreme Court judgment. They say, okay, they can rely on third-party funding as well.
Right.
So the strict rule of 18,600 pound annual income has been now relaxed.
Right.
They've changed the
so the person can rely on other contributions.
Other contributions.
Really?
They can rely on the social benefits.
Oh, I see.
They can rely
I'm a bit surprised at that. I mean, on the one hand, they're being much more harsher in other areas, but in other areas they seem to have a soft spot also. Go on a bit soft. I see. There you go. It's a bizarre sort of scenario, but okay. So generally speaking, then, I mean, immigration law has always been evolving and changing, and being an immigration practitioner yourself for so many years, I mean, how do you manage to keep up with all the changes? What do you do to try and make sure that you're able to give correct advice when it comes to immigration work?
Yeah, the immigration rules are not only changing, ever changing. There are more than thousands and thousands changes in only last 4 or 5 years.
All right.
They are not like 100 or 200. They are more than many thousands.
I see. Right.
But still, we have to keep ourselves updated, and otherwise we can't survive. We can't, because the immigrants, they also keep themselves very informed about the rules and regulations.
Oh yes.
So we have to be ahead of our clients, and so there's no other option. We have to keep us updated.
Sure. That's very good. We're just going to go for a quick break now. Then we'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you, Mr. Baj.
We've come a long way in the fight against COVID-19, and thanks to all our actions, we can now enjoy many things we've missed. But the virus is still with us, so we should all carry on protecting our friends and family. Let's remember, meet outside if you can, and let fresh air in when you're inside. Wear a face covering in crowded places, check in when you're heading out, and do keep testing regularly. Let's keep life moving. Find out more at gov.uk/coronavirus.
क्या आपको मालूम है कि नूरा जैसी बच्चियां पानी के लिए रोजाना 3 मील पैदल सफर तय करती हैं? मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन को यकीन है कि आप छोटे और बड़े पैमाने पर पानी के मंसूबे लगाकर इस बहरान को खत्म कर सकते हैं। आपके एहतियात दुनिया भर के पसमानदा लोगों का म्यार जिंदगी बेहतर बना रहे हैं, जबकि अभी बहुत कुछ करना बाकी है। पानी सबके लिए के प्रोजेक्ट में हमारी मदद कीजिए। आज ही अतिया कीजिए या हमारी वेबसाइट विजिट करें www.minhajwelfare.org.
Ahoy there, matey. So you want to be a pirate, do you? Well, guess what? You now can at Fairlock Country Park. Come and hire one of our fantastic new boats at the lake. Find us on the tube on the Central Line or drive down from East London. Fun for the whole family, You can row, pedal, or even try kayaking. We're open on weekends, all school holidays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come on down and set sail at Fairlock Country Park.
Assalamu alaikum, listeners. This is your host, Hassan Rouhani Hafiz speaking. I have some information from the government I'd like to share with you regarding children's education and catch-up programs. You may have concerns about your child's education and any mislearning given the challenges they've faced over the pandemic. Whatever your child's needs, there is a huge amount of support available to help them catch up and prepare for the new academic year. There is a website for parents for advice and on catch-up programs, as well as free resources for all children in England. Go to www.educationcatchup.campaign.gov.uk. Some secondary schools will be running summer schools for up to 2 weeks, especially for Year 7 students, providing a mixture of both academic and fun activities. Finally, there is also extra support available. School holidays can be a difficult time due to increased food and childcare costs. The Holiday Activities and Food Programme provides nutritious food and holiday clubs for children and opportunities for them to be active, develop new skills, and have fun. Thanks for listening, everyone. As ever, for further help, speak to your school or the local authority, and remember to visit the website. Once again, it is educationcatchup.campaign.gov.uk. Thanks for listening, and Allah Hafiz.
Turkish Kitchen, the best Turkish food you'll ever taste. We only use the highest quality meat. Along with our mixed grill platters, we serve cold mezes, hot mezes, lahmacun, and a wide selection of fish options. To order for delivery or collection, call us now on 0208 507 8822. That's 0208 507 8822. Or visit us at 41 Ripple Road, Barking, IG11 7NT. We can also take group bookings and take care of all your party needs. The Turkish Kitchen, Barking.
Taj Grill invites you to the world of Pakistani cuisine. With every dish prepared to perfection, why not try our sizzling mixed grill, our famous masala fish, or choose from our selection of freshly made curries and allow the Taj Grill experience to speak for itself. Visit us at 72 Ilford Lane or 508 Ilford High Road, or call 0208 262 6476. We also offer catering for all your events. Call us for more information.
Revive FM
94.0. On the radio.
on your mobile.
And online.
Welcome back to the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. Today, as I do from time to time, I'm just recapping on some area of the law that's been talked about or been made relevant in the media. We started off this program by talking about the very tragic circumstances of how a number of asylum seekers have died trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea. And prior to that, of course, we had a lot of publicity about asylum seekers wanting to get to the UK via the Channel. And apart from that, we've spoken about other areas of immigration law. Recently, there have been quite a few changes. There are many changes every year, as Mr. Bajwa has informed us. And it's an ever-evolving area of the law. So, Mr. Bajwa, what made you go into immigration law? Out of all the different areas of the law, what was it that attracted you to immigration?
The first thing is, I'm also an immigrant.
Right, okay.
So, when we come to this country, we know a lot of other people who also, are immigrants, and they contact us about advice. So this is not our choice to become an immigration lawyer. The people around us who was immigrant, they when they knew that we had solicited, they started asking about a lot of immigration problems. And so this is how we entered into this profession of the immigration solicitors.
Yes. So it's a natural progression.
It is a natural.
Okay, that's understandable. Completely. Yes. Okay. I mean, in terms of what's happened now, in terms of we're out of Europe now, out of Brexit. So in terms of people coming and going to Europe, I mean, so are we back to the old system whereby if someone's coming from Europe, are they still allowed a certain number of days, or without a visa, or without a visa or anything? Or
no. All are equal before law now.
Right. I see.
So they can come as visitors,
right?
But if they want to work, then they need the work permit.
Yes,
which is the requirement for any other nationals of beyond Europe.
Right.
So whoever, whether they are from Europe or whether they are from India or whether they are from Nigeria, the rules are the same now.
Right.
The relaxed policies of the favoritism for these Europeans is finished. It's gone.
Right. But is there no sort of like grace period? Are they not able to come for, let's say, like 30 days or something, or 90 days or something without having to formally, get some sort of visa? Are they not? Is that
they can enter most of the countries. The European countries, they have visa-free entry. They can arrive and they can stay in this country for up to 6 months, and after that, or even during their stay, if they want to work, then they need work permit.
Right.
But if they want to do business, then they need the investor visa or business visa.
Okay. So, but if they want to come for holiday, they don't have to go. I would say if someone wants to come for holiday, say from the Indian subcontinent, they'd have to apply for like a visitor visa, but that's not the case for someone from Europe. Am I correct in that?
Yes, you are right. These Europeans, they will get entry clearance at the port.
Right.
When they arrive at the UK port, whether they come by bus or by train or by air, they will get 6 months visa. This permission, they can stay maximum 6 months in this country.
Right.
But they don't have any right of work, and they cannot use NHS and other facilities.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's great. I'm afraid we've run out of time now. We're fast approaching the news. And I'd like to thank Mr. Kashif Bajwa. He's a very distinguished, very experienced immigration solicitor. Thank you very much for coming along today, Mr. Bajwa.
Thank you for having me. Thanks a lot.
So that's all for today from the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. And I hope to be back with you, hopefully next Friday. So have a good evening from me.
क्या आपको